Everyone, welcome back to Hi-Fi Tech and Entertainment channel. In my previous video, already I started working on the custom logic, right? In that custom logic, we covered the before method. In today's logic, we are going to cover the after handler method, how to use it. Before that, if you are good on debugging, then it will be easy for you to see what data is coming and how to manipulate your code. So let's start debugging. So as you guys know, debugging is a CAP project in SAP Build Application Studio. It's very quite easy and it also provides the built-in debugging support for the Node.js runtime. How to do is just open your logic file, I mean business logic, whatever you maintain, go there. So this breakpoint is set by clicking on the left edge of the editor by pressing the F9 in the current line. Wherever you want to keep breakpoint, you need to commit here and click on add breakpoint. Otherwise, you can press F9 which line you want to maintain breakpoint. Both will be the easy. Once you how can you know means the red dot appears that indicates that our breakpoint has been set for this line. So once you maintain this, then if you click on set breakpoint again, it will be removed. Just now you can see, now the breakpoint is removed. That's how we need to set and remove the breakpoint. As soon as you kept the breakpoint, when you run the application, this request hits the line with the breakpoint and the debugging in the bash pauses the execution and it allows you to check the variable watch expressions and controls the flow. Now, how the flow will be run is we will see now itself. Go to here. Here we have an option run and debug. Once you come here, either if you want to configure new one, you can configure it, or defaultly the CDS serve will be, you can see here. Just what you have to do is you need to run this button. Once you run this button, what it will happen is the debugger will be on for the applications. So once you maintain the debugger, now you can see the data is loaded. Now the data is loaded, right? Now what I will do is I will go in the post method and I want to validate to do debug here, right? Just go to the test.html file. Here this is the data I am passing. This data I want to debug. Next, once you click on send request, you can see the debugger is triggered here. Now if you keep cursor here, here we will see the data fields. Once here we have an option line to line debugging, or if you want to go inside the function means it will show an option like step into. If you want to come out of the function means you need to click on step out. If you want to refresh it, you can refresh, or if you want to disconnect the debugging, you can disconnect here. Now I want to step in the function. Just once you click on step in, it will goes to the next field, and in the left side you can see what data I maintained for the post method. Here within the requests you can see all methods. What if I maintain any message, text, anything features, that thing you can see in the left side of the variable section. Now for this date of birth, this is the data I passed. For this date of death, this is the data I passed. Now if you want to change this data, just like how we will change the data in debugging mode of Fury elements, right? Same way, if you want to add any data, dummy data here, you can write it. Here we have an option called watch expression. Here what you have to do is just click on add. Once you click on add, same data, if you want to pass it as a different means date of death equal to, here instead of that I want to pass hyphen 07 hyphen 2022. Then if you click on enter, now if you see here the date of death data will be updated. see. Previously what I maintained 1991 July 21st. But if you see here in the watch expression, I changed my data. Now here you can see the data is updated. Now what will happen is, as you know, in the Fury element, the new data it will take, based on that the further logic will execute. Same way, if you want to change data for the birth also, you can do it. Now how to do is, just copy this. How to copy is, if you double click on the point, it will then Control C. Then again come to the watch expression, paste it. Now maintain whatever data you want. This data I will maintain like January 1st, 1992, 20. Now this data I updated like this. Now this data is updated here. If you want to check it's updated or not, now you need to keep cursor here and you can see whatever the data is updated. Now go to the next line, or if you want to step out, you need to do this. Now I want to execute next line. Just execute. Now what happened? This condition is not satisfied. So it's coming to here. Now if you see the date of death, I want to see the format what it is. Just you need to keep mouse over and you can see the date. Now it will show it here in the standard format of this variable name. Otherwise, as I said you, here we have a watch expression to add the data. Then next line. Now you can see the date. If you see here, it's modified here also. That's it. Now you can see your dead variable data. Here why I maintain the constant is, as you know, in JavaScript we have let where constant. If you want to maintain it as a fixed, what we will use? You will use the constant. That's why I used it. You have a doubt why can't I use where? Yes, we can use where also. This is same logic what we will maintain in the JavaScript. Same pattern only we will do it here. The only difference here is whatever the business logic we maintained in the controller, instead of that the same logic we here will create a .js file for the service and we will maintain the logic. Here the only the difference here is there how we will get the data within the object, like that we will data, right? Here you need to learn only required and response. These are the two variables to read our data. If you want to see the required data, what data is there for the object, I mean while posting what is the data I maintain, everything you can see here. Not only the date of that and date of birth, if you want to update the name also, you can update it. So how to do it means, you need to maintain that required.data.name also, you will get that. I will show you that also now in the watch expression. Say dot name. Once you dot name, if you click on enter, you can see what data you maintain in your post method. I will show you that. You can see here, this is the data I maintained in the post method, right? The same data here we have. That's how we need to debug. If you want to manipulate this data means, what you have to do is dot name, instead of press enter, just you need to maintain like Nandini details. This is the name I maintain. That's it. Now if you see the required of data, here it is, but here it's updated here, right? Now we will see in the call. Now this condition it is validating. It will, if you want to see that is true or not means, you need to keep cursor here and you can see the fields of that. Now if you want to step in, we need to do this. Now this condition, you know, required dot error means it will show you what is the error details you want to show it here. Then in the right side, why I maintain dollar flower braces of date of that means whatever the data I have for the date of that data I want to populate. Instead of hard coding, dynamically I'm passing the data to show error very clearly. That is the way we need to maintain. If you maintain dollar within the flower braces, you need to define your variable name. Instead of this, if you maintain this means this will also will update. How to maintain is just copy it and double click, and if you edit it and maintain it. That's how we need to debug. Same way, dollar dot date of death. That's how we need to maintain this data. Now I got the error message. What I will do is, instead of execute again and just I want to come out of this. Now execute, I came out of this. Then I want to come step out of this function. Now I came step out. Finally, I want to continue things. You can see within the response what I got. Date of death is before than the date of birth. So this is the error message what we maintain there. In here also you can see that. So that's how you need to debug your code. Now if I maintain the correct data, now what I will do is, let's do one more time. Now again it's triggered. Now if I do this also here, now what I will do is, instead of this one I will maintain correct. This I will change it to 1995. Now this is the correct only, right? After but that happened. Now what it has to do, it will go it here and it will return. Now what it will happen, this in success you will get a message. Oh sorry, here we need to update the data. Let's do that again. How to do means, just click on send request. Here first jump into the function. Once we jump into the function, this one I will edit to 1992 1995. Now come out of this. Here now it's, no, this is the wrong data. Okay, see here, still it's not updated. Let's update it and run it now. First step into the function. Now, so every time I forgot, I changed the date of birth. Now this one I will maintain 1997. Perfect. Now the date of death value is 1997. Date of birth value is 1995. It's perfect. Now let's come out of this function. It's updated and it's returned. Here you can see the data is created. That's it. So once you, even here itself you can see there is no error message. That's why the post is happened successfully. So without any error message. That's how you need to debug the CAPM business logic line by line. Now what we will see is how to use the on after handling methods. So as you said you uh, before handling methods, right? Now we will implement an after handlers. So these after handlers are executed after the on handlers, or often at the enriched outbound data. For example, if you create an after handler for your catalog service, so you want to give some discount for the books, whatever the schema data we maintain, right? For that, if you want to maintain some discount for these books, so in this case what I will do is, for this purpose I want to maintain some discount, and that time I want to update the title. When if if the stock exceeds the 200. In that scenarios, I mean, it is just same as an on after rendering method. As you guys know, right? On before rendering, on after rendering, on in Fury element, same way here it is. Now what I will do is I will create a new SRV file for on after rendering. Otherwise, let's use same itself. Why we will create other new? We'll use same service. For this, create new file service.js. So in service.cds, you can see what I maintain here. Just I call that schema file, it's loaded here, and I create an entities and I created a service for this. That's it for the books and author. Now in the service.js, we will write the code. So what we will do is, as you guys know how to write the code in the JavaScript, the initiation part, this is the same way. We need to create a constant.cds, so it will load things. Then class name. Here instead of catalog service, the class name what we need to give is service. Close it. So this one also I will show you. See, this is the catalog service. Now what is the service name? Here we have my service. Copy it, paste it here. Then again same way. First we need to write init. Within the init, what we need to perform? Books entity, right? So first I'm storing the data in one equal to this dot entities. So what it will happen, whatever the entity it is, this data, storing it here. Then here instead of before, I'm writing after. That is the only difference. But inside, after means maximum cases when we will use on after rendering means, you know, right? Before displaying the data, if you want to modify something, we will use this. So now in my read data, I want to maintain some data based on the discounts, comma, which entity I want, this name we need to take, yeah, books, comma, here we need to maintain your function name. I want to give discount, right? That's why discount, yeah, that's it. Now as usual, return the on in it. Yeah, now it's ready. Now this will execute. So here we declare the function name, right? That within the function we are going to perform our logic. So whatever the data will be there, that data will commit here. Here. If you want to do if condition loop, why? Because multiple records will be there, right? In read data, we have complete list of array data, whatever we maintained in the data section, my book section. So this data, I want to read it and manipulate. If the data is more than the stock value is 200, I want to change the title to some text. So where, as you know, let some variable name. We maximum will use some variable, right, for the loops. So same whatever you want, you can use it. Result. So I want to loop it everything. Here I will maintain a condition. What I will maintain? My object data value of stock. Let's check that field name. Is it correct here or not? Yes. Copy it. Stock. will be greater than 200. In that scenario, I want to update the title name. What I want to update? Title. I want to concatenate things. So shift title data. I want to add it some text like 11% discount. So what is the meaning of this line is already I maintain the title. For the title, I will add this string data also. That's it. So this is the text I want to maintain. Then as you know, finally we will export this module. Module dot exports equal to your service. That's it. Now let's save it and go to your test file and check already we have post method for the books is there. Now we will run this. So for this title plus concatenation of 11% discount it will come. Now send request for this. Okay, this one. Now first remove this and just validate what we have now here. Yes, we want to debug this on after things, right? Now I forgot to keep breakpoint. Let's go there and keep breakpoint here. Now again go to your test folder and run it. Value does not exist the code of author ID. Let's go. What is the ID we maintain? 1. It's correct. Let's proper name. Instead of this dummy, let's maintain the proper name. So okay, that's how the data it is. And let's go for the schema.file. Is there any mandatory fields we maintain? Maybe because of that also it's not worked. Okay, author and title. These two are the mandatory fields we maintain. So go to the test file. Here we need to maintain title is the mandatory field and author. This is also mandatory. We maintain correct. Now run these things. We maintain validation for the read write. So just maintain the port and read methods. Then go it here. Just what I will do is get save copy paste. Yeah. Now click on read. So if you see here, my stock data is 45. That's why the debugging is not triggered. Now what I will do is just I will maintain data in the books like 445. Now let's save it and let me close all these files. Yeah. Now go to here, maintain the breakpoints. Here I want to maintain, here I want to maintain. Now go to your HTTP request and click on read. Why the connection was rejected? Okay, let's see. Oh, I need to run in the application. CDS what? Yeah. Perfect. Now do the post. If you see here, it's triggered. Now let's come out of the methods and it's returned. Now if you see, it will go here and it will validate. Again, what we will do is, let's re-execute it again and we will run it one more time. Now you can see the difference, how it is. Start debugging. Yeah. Now if you see here, it's triggered. Within this, what it is there, my service is there. Within the books, whatever the all properties, we can see that. And if I click on this dot grant discount, let's step into the function. So once you step into the function, here it's checking the all normal things. Let's go back. I want to come out of that methods. So I came out and finally I returned the superclass. That's how it's executed. If you want to go again, step into that means again it's navigate to that particular constructor and that lines will execute. If you want to come out of this means again come out of that function and it will return. Finally, if you want to see what it's there means within the return we'll get the response. That's how it is. Once I execute here, you can see it's executed properly and the title has to modify. You can see that within the title, this is the dummy data. For that read data, what I did, I concatenated this string, the 11% discount. That's how we need to concatenate. So now you guys learn how to use the debugging. I mean how to debug the application. Here we can debug only business logic. But if you want to see the data modules and what methods you are seeing means within the terminal we can see the proper way deploying part everything. But if you want to do debug means this business logic files you can debug it to modify your code and to do your new changes on the CAPM application. And in next session I will explain you how to use the on handler. Now you guys good on before handler and after handler, right? If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. I will clear your doubts. Thank you for watching your video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.